You also get is put your hands together for the starting lineup for your BFA Comets.
Good evening and welcome to Northwest Access TV's presentation of Franklin County Varsity Girls Basketball. My name is Bryce Batchelder, and on this frigid Tuesday night, we are at Bellows Free Academy St. Albans as the Comets host the visiting Essex Hornets. Before we get to tonight's starting lineups, this live broadcast wouldn't be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff, Swanton Lumber, and JC Image. If your business would like to join our incredible community of sponsors, contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. And here are your starters for this evening. First, for the visiting Essex Hornets, number 10, Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala. Number 14, Emily Stevens. Number 20, Bianca Williams. Number 22, Brea Montague. And number 42, Alexa Rabidou. Hornets are coached by Sean Montague. And for BFA, number 10, Caden Slafferty. Number 12, Lauren Kate Garso. Number 22, Ella Reynolds. Number 24, Jade Garso. And number 25, Ruby DeSaro. The Comets are coached by Shane Garso. Essex, one possession off of the tip. BFA opening up in a man-to-man defense. So Ella Reynolds anchoring that defense down in the paint. And we are going to have our first foul of the game. Called on BFA number 10, Caden Slafferty. That's her first, team's first. Alexa Rabidou at the line to shoot two. Misses the front end. Goes 1 for 2 from the line. Our first point of the game, Essex with an early 1-0 lead and coming out with a full court press. The Comets break it, and Ella Reynolds Layup just bounces off the rim. It was the opportunity BFA was looking for, breaking the press, but unlucky with the bounces. Essex passing around the outside. Stevens tried to drive in, met by two BFA defenders. Ball last touched by a Comet, although Coach Garceau disagrees. Doesn't matter what he thinks, however, the referees have the last word. Montague goes to her left, passes to on the roll, Williams over to the corner to Stevens. Stevens tried to drive baseline. Ball knocked out of bounds. Stays Hornet basketball. Ball is tipped but recovered by Essex. Montague trying to direct traffic. Goes to her right. Kicks it to the opposite corner to Rabidou. Not an open look there. BFA with some excellent defense on that possession. It was a long possession, but didn't give Essex any open looks, and they came away with the turnover. Now BFA looking to get their first points on the board. Garceau tries to pass across the lane to Reynolds, but passed into traffic, and it will result in the Comets' second team foul of the evening. This one on 22, Ella Reynolds. That's her first personal. So a minute and a half into the game, still just a 1-0 ball game. Essex with the ever so slight advantage. Three-pointer from the corner, off the rim. Rebounded by Lauren Kate Garceau. Passes it forward to Lafferty. Lafferty tries to get it down to Reynolds. Miscommunication with the pass, goes out of bounds. Back to Essex. Montague bringing the ball up for the Hornets. Over to Williams. Rabidou going to drive to her left, down the lane, wide open lane. Rabidou with all 3 points scored so far. Hornets up 3-0. 5:50 left in the opening quarter. BFA a little bit sloppy with that pass in the backcourt, but able to establish their offense here. Reynolds calls for it in the post. She's going to back down, double teamed. Has to pass it out to DeSaro. DeSaro with the floater. Gets BFA on the board, trailing 3-2, 5:22, excuse me, left in the first quarter. Essex turnover. BFA gonna have to run another press break. That time didn't work. Montague with the steal. Long three-pointer, just off to the right for Rabidou. But it will stay Essex ball with another BFA foul. Excuse me, called that one on Essex on number 14, Emily Stevens. It's her first, team's first. BFA trying to break the Essex press. A couple times that the Comets have almost been caught traveling. Open three from the corner is good for Cadence Lafferty. Her first points of the game, and BFA takes their first lead, now up 5-3 with 4:40 left in the first quarter. Not to be outdone, three-point attempt for Williams. Hit just about every part of the rim and backboard, but bounces out. BFA now with possession. Back into the corner, Lafferty looking around, up to Garceau is gonna take it. That three is off, rebounded by Stevens. And Montague will set up the Essex offense. Halfway through the first quarter. Another drive and floater for Rabidou. That one didn't fall, but that's an opportunity that the BFA defense is giving Essex so far. Garceau looking around outside the three-point line. Finds Lafferty cutting. She's going to drive to her left baseline. Cadence Lafferty with 5 of BFA's 7 points so far. BFA leads 7-3. That three-pointer got nothing for Montague, but Essex gets the offensive rebound. Spagnola Chala going to drive, met by 3 BFA defenders and was blocked. That three-pointer just rolls out for Bianca Williams. Essex getting really unlucky with the bounce on the rim on their three-pointer so far. And we will get Essex called for their second team foul. On number 20, Bianca Williams, that's her first. Allison Bushy into the game for the Comets with the ball. Pass over to Desaro. Now Garceau, back to Garceau. The cousins playing together. Bushy gets it down to Reynolds. Reynolds, another look from the block. Too strong off the backboard. Montague drives with her left hand. Takes it all the way. BFA's help defense too slow to rotate over. Montague gets a wide open lane. Now cuts their deficit to 2. Hornets trailing 7-5. 2:26 left in the opening quarter. And it's a jump ball. Possession back to Essex. Montague closely guarded by Garceau. Nice backdoor cut for Spagnuolo Chala, who isn't able to get the layup to fall. Bushy, met by the much taller Gilliam, has to pass it back out. Bushy gets another look from 3. Bounces off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Montague. Montague tried to push the pace. Pass it up to Williams, but the pass a little too hard and behind Williams and goes out of bounds. Garceau hands it off to Desaro. Desaro, a good job protecting the ball as she dribbles up against that press. Desaro, a nice spin move. Again, another near travel for the Comets. Essex defense making BFA a little non-committal on some of those moves. Coach Montague asking for travel on every one of those, not getting them so far. BFA's defense forces a turnover. Garceau bringing it herself on the left side, lays it in. Her first 2 points of the evening. BFA now up 9-5, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Oh, a nice pass from Williams down to Spagnuolo Chala. Hornets now down 9-7. Met by another good team play. Desaro with the pass to Boudreau. BFA up 11-7, 30 seconds left in the opening period. Montague stuck over on the right side. Pass intercepted by Boudreau. Boudreau, bounce pass across the lane. Basket doesn't fall for Garceau, and we'll have a jump ball. 19.5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. BFA inbounding underneath the basket. 15 seconds. Bushy up to Johnson. Good for three. Johnson's first points of the night. 1 second. Long three. Just bounced off the back of the rim for Rabideau. And at the end of the first quarter, the Comets lead the Hornets by a score of 14-7. A reminder that this live broadcast wouldn't be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff, Swanton Lumber, and JC Image. If your business would like to join our incredible community of sponsors, contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. And Northwest Access TV is a nonprofit organization. If you're enjoying the sports coverage throughout the year, please consider making a donation. Just visit northwestaccess.tv/donation. Some scoring leaders so far for BFA. Cadence Lafferty leading all players in this game with 5 points. The sophomore starter. Lauren Johnson with that three-pointer toward the end of the quarter. And Alyssa Boudreau, Jade Garso, and Ruby DeSaro each have 2 apiece. And for Essex, Alexa Rabideau leading her team with 3, Brea Montague and Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chara with 2 apiece. Emily Stevens and Bianca Williams each with 1 personal foul for Essex, and Cadence Lafferty and Ella Reynolds with 1 personal for BFA. Alexa Rabideau will get the scoring started for the Hornets in the second quarter. She now has 5 points. Hornets still trail 14-9. BFA's first possession of the second quarter. Good hustle by Ruby DeSaro, gets her own rebound. DeSaro tried to get that pass into the middle. Knocked away. Not back court because an Essex defender touched the ball. But Bushy was pushed way back there to retrieve it. Johnson gets it over to Lafferty. Bushy back to Johnson. Johnson, a nice behind the back dribble. And is fouled as she was trying to drive down the lane. That Essex foul on number 44, Ingrid Gilliam. Her first, team's third. Lafferty in the corner. Finds DeSaro. DeSaro looking around, cross-court pass to Bushy. Bushy trying to test that defense a little bit. Johnson, same spot. Montague this time. Knew it, stepped in. Got her hands in the way. But Essex going to be called for a travel on the other end. Johnson had seemingly found a soft spot in the Essex defense. Around the free throw line, driving into the lane. So this time, Essex sort of baiting her into taking that as she was quickly triple teamed, and Montague with the steal on the inbound. On the ground, couldn't stand up without it being called a travel, and BFA somehow ends up with the ball once again. And a wise timeout called by Coach Shane Garso of the Comets. Seeing that possession was unlikely to make it beyond half court in the stifling Essex transition defense. 6:33 left in the second quarter. BFA with a 14-9 lead. BFA with possession. Essex still putting on their full court press. Looks like a man-to-man full court press here. Garso tries to get it down to Reynolds. Reynolds kicks it out. Three-pointer is up and just rims out for Jade Garso. Unlucky roll. Montague with the ball. Shovel pass over to Lapine. Lapine to Beckage. Montague looking around again. Finds Gilliam. Gilliam with the right hand. Bounced off the backboard and the left side of the rim. Garceau in trouble in the backcourt. Finds Desaro. Desaro up to Lafferty, who passed it into Reynolds. Reynolds still not able to convert down on the low block. Reynolds with the rebound off the Montague miss. Desaro with the right hand, a fake pass, and then takes it herself and is fouled. She will go to the line to shoot 2. Essex foul on number 12, Annika Redmond. That's her first, team's 4th. Ruby Desaro at the line. And hits the front end. Desaro goes 1 for 2 from the line, almost. Gets her own rebound. Is able to bounce it off of an Essex player, so BFA will keep possession. All due to the hustle of Ruby Desaro. Garceau down low to Reynolds. Reynolds up to Desaro. Desaro, step back 3 off the backboard. Reynolds with the offensive rebound. And Ella Reynolds now will go to the line to shoot 2. Essex foul on number 22, Brea Montague. Her first, team's 5th. Reynolds misses the first. Goes 0 for 2 from the line. And once again, ball goes off an Essex player. Although this time less of a contested rebound, and possession will stay with the Comets. Ella Reynolds, this time the look is good. Her first points of the game gives BFA a 17-9 lead. Just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Essex called for a travel. Desaro breaks the press, finds Ella Reynolds wide open underneath the basket. Heads up play from Ruby Desaro to Ella Reynolds. Ella Reynolds now with 4 points. He gives BFA their first double-digit lead of the evening, up 19-9. Essex calls a timeout with 4:58 left in the second quarter. Cadence Lafferty still leading the Comets with 5 points, but Ella Reynolds just in the last minute quickly catching up to her now with 4 points. And Alexa Rabidou with 5, the leading scorer for the Hornets. Coach Sean Montague trying to egg his team on here to finish the first half strongly. Just under 5 minutes left. If you're Essex, you're just trying to climb out of this hole a little bit. You don't need to take the lead by halftime, but if you get within 4 or 5, you can call that a victory for these last 5 minutes of the second quarter. Stevens with the drive, met by Reynolds. Stevens trying to find some room. Long 2. Bounces out for Stevens. Montague almost pulled down the rebound, but Beckage did. We'll get a jump ball. Possession, BFA. Couple substitutions for Essex. Bianca Williams and Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala, along with Alexa Rabidou, back in the game. Desaro with the ball for the Comets. Finds Reynolds in the middle. Reynolds looking around. Another near travel for the Comets. This time, though, I think Coach Sean Montague had a case. Desaro, a lot of pressure, not called backcourt. Official saying an Essex player touched it. And instead, we'll get a foul called on Essex. Called on number 42, Alexa Rabidou, her first, team 6. So next Essex foul, and BFA will be in the bonus the rest of the half. But a mishandled pass by BFA causes a turnover. Essex will now take it out off the side. Rabidou dribbles to the right side, gets to Montague. Montague thought about using that screen from Williams, decides not to. Instead, finds a rolling Stevens, not able to hit the layup. Essex called for a travel. Coach Sean Montague showing some frustration here on that last possession. About as good of a look as Essex could get. But the rims have not been kind to them so far. Desaro easily breaks the press. Finds Garso. Garso looking around. Cuts to her left. Pulls it back. Cross-court pass back to Desaro. Desaro going to pull up from the free throw line. Bounces off. Montague ends up with it for Essex. Williams going to drive. That shot is short. And on Desaro's rebound, she is fouled, which should send Ruby Desaro to the line for a 1-and-1. Essex foul on number 10, Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala. Her first, team 7th. Even though Essex has 7 team fouls, no Essex player has more than 1 personal. We have 7 different Essex players who have committed exactly 1 personal foul. Desaro misses the first free throw. Rebounded by Stevens. Montague, with some good court vision, finds Bianca Williams cutting on the right block. Williams' first points of the night. Desaro with a heck of a layup from outside the block. Count the basket. We'll go to the line to shoot 1. Emily Stevens called for the foul, her second personal. Team's 8th. Essex very unhappy about that call. Yet again, asking for a travel to be called on BFA. So far, have not gotten any of those travel calls to go their way. Desaro does not complete the three-point play, but an offensive rebound by Boudreau. Back out to Desaro. Now Johnson. Pass out to Bushy, back to Johnson. Johnson closely guarded by Montague. Montague at the top of Essex 3-2 zone. Johnson. Lafferty. Defensive play by Alexa Rabidou to knock the ball loose. Results in her pushing Desaro from behind. So that is Alexa Rabidou's second personal foul. 9th team foul for Essex. Desaro at the line once again to shoot a 1-and-1. This time Desaro makes the first, earns herself a second. DeSaro goes 2 for 2 from the line. She has 7 points. BFA now lead 23-11, just over 2.5 left in the first half. Wild shot from Rabideau. But Coach Montague asking for a foul, won't get it. Loose ball. Somehow saved by the Comets. But Williams gets a hand in to knock away the pass. Comets still recover. Essex trying to get more aggressive with their defense, try to force some turnovers and give themselves some opportunities to close the gap. BFA just fine using the clock, passing outside. Johnson can take one step in. Some contact there, but officials elect to let it go. BFA swinging the ball around, a floater from the baseline. Too strong from Allison Bushy. And officials call a jump ball, the Essex possession. Coach Montague with some words with the official. Not a technical, but the official did give an official warning to Coach Montague, letting the scores table know that he has one warning. Next will be a technical. Foul called on BFA. Met with a sarcastic clap from the Essex portion of the crowd here at BFA. And BFA foul called on number 3, Lauren Johnson, her first, team's third. 1:34 left in the second quarter. Williams to her left, met by 2 BFA defenders. Garceau dribbles to her left, stops just outside the block, kicks it out, three-pointer, off for DeSaro. But tracked down by Sweeney. Down low, Reynolds. Ella Reynolds with a big second quarter here, now has 6 points, all in this quarter. BFA leads 25-11. The drive by Alexa Rabideau earns herself a trip to the free throw line. BFA foul on number 25, Ruby DeSaro, her first, team's fourth. 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Rabideau misses the first. Goes 1 for 2 from the line, Rabideau with 6 points. Essex had scored the first 2 points within the first 20 seconds of the second quarter and had been scoreless until that free throw. Essex called for another foul on number 20, Bianca Williams. That's her second, team's 10th. BFA in the double bonus for the last minute and 1 second of this first half. Ruby DeSaro to shoot 2. Makes the front end. Hits them both. Now with 9 points. BFA opens up a 15-point lead, up 27-12. Drive to the right. Wild shot for Stevens. Although Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala draws a foul, she will shoot 2. BFA foul on number 22, Ella Reynolds. That's her second, team's 5th. 49.9 seconds left in the first half. Spagnola Chala misses the front end. Allison Bushy quickly checking in for the Comets. Ruby Tesaro going to take a much-deserved break. And Spagnola Chala hits the second one. She has 3 points. Essex trails 13-27, 45 seconds left in the second quarter. BFA trying to get the ball across half court. Bushy goes to her left. At the free throw line, finds Tabor, who slid behind the defense, not able to hit the shot. And we'll get a jump ball called. Possession arrow in the Comets' direction. Garceau with the ball. Essex trying to direct her to the corner. Now triple teamed. Tried to get it down to Tabor, but Montague breaks up the pass. BFA still recovers the ball, however. Garceau in some trouble. Montague just takes it away from her. At the end of the first half, BFA leading Essex by a score of 27-13 before we send it to halftime. This live broadcast wouldn't be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff, Swanton Lumber, and JC Image. If your business would like to join our incredible community of sponsors, contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. Once again, BFA with the first half lead, up 27-13. We're going to take a quick break for halftime. We'll be back for the third quarter here on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back here on Northwest Access TV. We are at BFA St. Albans as the BFA Comets are hosting the Essex Hornets. This live broadcast wouldn't be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Haley Toyota, Novus Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff, Swanton Lumber, and JC Image. As we start the third quarter, BFA leading Essex by a score of 27-13. Ruby DeSaro leading all players in the game with 9 points. Ella Reynolds with 6 and Caden Lafferty with 5. And for Essex, Alexa Rabideau with 6. Essex first three-pointer of the second half, no good. Like I mentioned before, Essex had scored the first 2 points of the second quarter within the first 20 seconds and then were held scoreless until about the 1 minute mark. Essex trying to find their first basket here of the third quarter. Not going to happen on that possession. BFA coming the other way. Good hands by Emily Stevens. Reached in there, poked the ball away from Lauren Kate Garso. But BFA keeps possession. Jade Garso inbounding for the Comets. Finds Ruby DeSaro. DeSaro goes to her left, bounces down to Garso. Back out to DeSaro. Good ball movement from BFA. Ella Reynolds with a contested shot under the rim. I think found herself a little bit further underneath the rim than what she had expected. And Essex draws the first foul of the second half. Called on BFA number 10, Cadence Lafferty. Her second, BFA's first of the second half. Still scoreless so far in the third quarter. Montague going to try to change that. Three-pointer bounces off the rim, but gathered by Spagnola Chala. Keeps possession alive for Essex. Spagnola Chala going to take one dribble to her left. That shot is short and goes out of bounds. It'll be BFA ball. The entire Essex bench was standing up. Official asks them all to sit down. DeSaro. Met up top by Stevens. Garso kicks it over to Garso. Reynolds drives to her left. Emily Stevens stepped in, but was still moving when the contact happened, so it'll be a defensive foul called on Stevens. That's her third personal. Team's first of the second half. Up top to Ella Reynolds. Reynolds going to drive to her right. Pass it to DeSaro. To Garso. Johnson. Stopped at the top of the key. Garso drives. Met right in the middle of the key by Montague. DeSaro's three-pointer. Short and goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Essex. Still 27-13 BFA lead. 2 minutes and 11 seconds have passed here in the third quarter. Still no one has scored in the second half. That attempt from Bianca Williams bounces out. DeSaro setting up the offense for BFA. Wants to go to her right side. You can see Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala setting up, trying to force her to her left every time she brings the ball up the floor. Ella Reynolds' shot no good. Quickly coming the other way is Alexa Rabideau. Her layup attempt bounces off the rim. DeSaro kicks out. Corner three is good for Lauren Kate Garceau. Believe it or not, her first points of the evening. BFA up 30-13. Montague created a bunch of contact there with Ella Reynolds. Reynolds took a hard fall. Gonna be one of those situations where you get the personal foul called on you and you take the brunt of the contact. Brea Montague hits her first. Montague goes 2 for 2 from the line. She has 4 points. Makes a 15-point game once again. BFA leading 30-15, 4:45 left in the third quarter. Johnson up top, switches to her left. Blocked by an Essex player. Williams bringing it up the court. Quickly over to Montague on the opposite side. Tried to hit a cutting Rabidou. Pass was just off. DeSaro quickly bringing it the other direction for BFA. A messy possession here for BFA. Surprised that that initial tie-up wasn't called a jump ball. Officials being a little generous with the amount of time that they're giving it. Play continues. Garceau off to the right. Montague, another nice find to Williams. Williams not able to corral the pass. But Montague has had a couple of really nice passes from just about mid-court to find a teammate who slips behind BFA's transition defense. Garceau shot too strong. Spagnola Chala with the Essex rebound. Pulls up from just inside the free throw line and hits it. She has 5 points on the evening. Essex trail 30-17, 3.5 left in the third quarter. DeSaro going to her left, switches to her right. Shot bounces off. Garceau corrals the long rebound. Johnson with a pump fake. Takes a few steps in, tries to pass it down into the lane to Alyssa Boudreau. The ball goes out of bounds. It will stay BFA possession. Johnson trying to inbound it. With a much taller defender on her. Essex gets the steal. Spagnola Chala with a strong take. Draws the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. BFA foul on number 23, Alyssa Boudreau. That's her first, team's third of the second half. Hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. Spagnola Chala now with 7 points. Closes that gap to 11, was as large as 17. BFA still leading 30-19 with 3:08 left in the third quarter. Essex takes a timeout. Essex trying to pull off what BFA did in the JV game. We had a thriller before this varsity game. BFA with a fourth quarter comeback to win by 1. The winning shot went in with about 10 seconds left in the game. And Essex, even with only 10 seconds left, actually had about 2 or 3 opportunities to try to take the lead back. Unable to. BFA JV team came out with the close win. Essex now trying to pull that off in this varsity game. They have closed the gap here a little bit in the third quarter, still down by 11. And BFA called for the travel, something that Coach Montague had been asking for all first half. Finally gets it. Montague. Up top to Williams. Now to Rabideau. Rabideau with a scooping layup with her right hand. And we will get a foul. Ruby DeSaro trying to get that jump ball, but reached in from behind the Essex player. So that'll be a foul called on Ruby DeSaro. That's her second personal. Team's fourth in the second half. Montague looking around, closely guarded by Garceau. Nice screen and roll. Set up Montague to Williams. Williams with the quick screen and then slipped it wide open down the lane. Honestly, I don't know why high school teams don't run a screen and roll more. And Rabideau, Alexa Rabideau with the layup. Essex trailing by as much as 17 in this third quarter on a 10-0 run, pulls within 7, trailing 30-23 with 2:07 left in this third quarter. You could say Essex is doing the old Monty Python, I'm not dead yet. Scoring leaders here, Ruby DeSaro still leading all players in the game with 9. Ella Reynolds with 6, all of those points scored in the second quarter. And Cadence Lafferty with 5. For Essex, Alexa Rabideau having a big third quarter here. She has 8 points, and Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala also with a big third quarter with 7. BFA has only scored 2 points here in this third quarter. DeSaro bringing the ball up. Again, Spagnolo-Chala trying to push her to her left. Williams now. DeSaro finds a little seam with a decent look, but too short on the shot. Montague coming quickly the other end, surrounded by BFA defenders, and that doesn't matter. Brea Montague with 6 points. More importantly, Essex now only trailing by 5. Their bench cheering them on. BFA feeling a little pressure now. DeSaro out to Garceau. Bushy decides not to keep driving. Passes it out. DeSaro picked off by Williams. Montague looking around. Calls a play. Finds Williams cutting again. Makes the layup. Is fouled. Essex only down by 3, has an opportunity to bring it within 2 here on this Bianca Williams free throw. And she does. Williams with 7 points. Essex now only down 30-28 with 1:11 to go in this third quarter. That BFA foul was on number 10, Cadence Lafferty. That's her 3rd, team's 5th. Garceau gonna keep it, drives to her left. Bounce pass picked off once again. Can Essex tie it? They do! Bianca Williams with another big shot. We are all tied up, 30-30. 48 seconds left in the third quarter. DeSaro closely guarded by Montague. Montague has a few inches on her. DeSaro cuts. Layup bounced outside the rim. Ella Reynolds gets it back, and she's fouled. She's going to try to snap this Essex run here. Essex on a 17-0 run. Essex foul on number 44, Ingrid Gilliam, her second. Team second. Reynolds misses the first. And that's sort of been the big difference here in this second half. Essex committing a ton of fouls in that first half. Put BFA in the bonus. It's been the opposite here so far in this third quarter. Reynolds gets that second one to fall. She has 7 points. BFA back up by 1. Long three is good for Alexa Rabidou. Gives Essex their first lead since it was 3-2 in the first quarter. Ella Reynolds turns to her left. Ties the game at 33, 5 seconds left in the third quarter. DeSaro tried to gather the loose ball, goes out of bounds. Essex ball with 0.4 second remaining here in the third quarter. That'll do it. In the third quarter, a stunning comeback by Essex. Finish on a 17-0 run. Ball game is now tied 33-33. BFA led 30-13 in that third quarter. In the midst of that excitement, quickly to business. This live broadcast wouldn't be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff Swanton Lumber, and JC Image. If your business would like to join our incredible community of sponsors, contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. And just a reminder, Northwest Access TV is a nonprofit organization. If you're enjoying the sports coverage throughout the year, please consider making a donation. Just visit northwestaccess.tv/donation. BFA going to start the fourth quarter with possession. Going to try to turn the tide here. Momentum has completely shifted to Essex. DeSaro not able to get that layup to bounce in. Garceau with the steal. Lafferty pushing the ball up for the Comets. Garceau down low to her cousin. Shot is off, gets her own rebound. Second attempt is off. This time Essex comes up with possession. Montague tested the defense of Garceau just a little bit, decides to pull it out. Garceau knocks the ball away. Montague going to go to her left, met by 3 BFA defenders. Garceau pushing the opposite way. That layup is good for Jade Garceau. She has 4 points. Gives BFA the lead once again, 35-33. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Three-pointer bounces off the back iron for Ingrid Gilliam and hits the support strap above the rim, which is out of bounds. It'll be BFA ball. Lauren Kate Garceau on the left side looking around, gets it down low to Ella Reynolds. Reynolds muscled her way down into the lane. She will go to the line to shoot 2. Essex foul on number 42, Alexa Rabidou. Her third, team's third. Ella Reynolds at the line. hits the first. That puts Reynolds in double digits for the evening with 10 points. Reynolds misses the second. Essex rebound by Spagnuolo Chala. Rabideau looking around to Montague. Gilliam tried to get it into a cutting Spagnuolo Chala, who is fouled. Looks like her left knee giving her a few problems right now. Good sportsmanship by BFA, however, to check on her when she was on the ground. Essex ball. Swinging it around the three-point line. Montague trying to come to her right, calling for a screen. Rabideau kicks it out to Williams. Williams three, bounces out. Ella Reynolds with the rebound. Quickly surrounded by two Essex players who force the jump ball, and it will be Essex possession. Williams goes to her left. Montague for the corner three, bounces off the rim. Reynolds able to get a hand on it to at least tip it over the outstretched hands of Gilliam, so BFA could keep possession. And Johnson is fouled. Johnson misses the first. That Essex foul called on 42, Alexa Rabideau. That's her fourth personal. Team's fourth. Coach Montague electing to keep her in the game. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Johnson missed both free throws. Baseline drive, just able to pass that ball through three BFA defenders. That three-pointer is off. Reynolds kept it from going out of bounds, but will be called for the foul as Montague collected that loose ball. And that is number 5 on Ella Reynolds. She finishes with 10 points, BFA's leading scorer of the game. She will have to take a seat for the remaining 5:28. Unlucky roll for Brea Montague on that first free throw. Montague misses both, but Williams with an offensive rebound. But Emily Stevens, who made the shot, waved off, called for an offensive foul. Much to the chagrin of the Essex faithful here, who made the trip up to St. Albans. Coach Sean Montague in disbelief. You better come to terms with it quickly, however. BFA ball. Tesaro out to Garso. Tesaro drives to her left. No one there to meet her. I think she was surprised at how wide open she was. Shot ended up being wide to the right. Rabideau kick out to Williams. Williams three is good. We have a tie ball game once again. Williams has 12 points. We are all tied up at 36. 4:35 left in the fourth quarter. Tesaro for three. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Rabideau. Rabideau just gonna pull up top of the key. Three-pointer is off, and they're going to get Montague reaching over the shoulder of Garceau. That is Brea Montague's second personal, team sixth. So Essex is in the bonus, and then the next time Essex fouls BFA, BFA will be in the bonus. Montague closely guarding Garceau, knocked that ball away. Now Johnson having some trouble. Johnson turning that corner is fouled. I believe that will be called on Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala. It is indeed, that is her second personal foul. BFA now in the bonus. Lauren Johnson at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Misses the first. Essex tried to bounce the ball off a BFA knee, but that BFA player just ended up catching it, keeping possession. And Emily Stevens will be called for the reach-in. That, I believe, will be her fifth. It is indeed an Emily Stevens. The senior will finish the evening with 3:49 left in the fourth quarter. Johnson at the line for another 1-and-1. It's Essex 8th personal foul. Officials clarifying that it is not a two-shot free throw. It is a 1-and-1. Johnson's going to make it a two-shot effort anyway. BFA up 37-36, 3:49 left. Johnson misses the second. Rebounded by Spagnolo-Chala. Goes to her left, tries to go baseline, closely guarded by DeSaro. Kicks it out to Williams up top. Three-pointer is off. Has called off the hands of Spagnolo-Chala. Essex doesn't like that call. My opinion, however, I think they're lucky that it was just called out of bounds on them and not a loose ball foul on the rebound. Garceau over to DeSaro. DeSaro uses the Johnson screen. Over to Lafferty in the corner. Back to Garceau. Garceau up top to Johnson. Johnson thought about the three. Little jab step. Kicks it out to DeSaro in the corner. Three-pointer rolls around the rim and is off. And they're going to get Lauren Johnson for the reach-in. Nope, not on Johnson. They called it on number 23, Alyssa Boudreau. That is her second personal, team's 8th. Bianca Williams shooting a 1-and-1. Makes the first. Bianca Williams, who is leading all players in this game with 13 points. Goes 1 for 2. Tie ball game at 37. 3:05 left in regulation. Johnson drives to her left. Finds Alyssa Boudreau on the block. Puts BFA back up 39-37. 2:50 to go. Montague, guarded by Garceau. Williams gonna pull up from three. Off the front of the rim. DeSaro with the rebound. Dribbles into some traffic. Good defense by Essex to force that turnover. And with the counterattack, Ruby DeSaro stumbled. Excuse me, not DeSaro. Alyssa Boudreau stumbled on the way back in transition defense. Got her arms caught up with Brea Montague. And that is Boudreau's third personal. Team's 9th. Brea Montague shooting 2. Misses the first. Montague hits the second. She has 7 points. Essex trail by 1, 38-39. 2:22 left in the fourth quarter. Montague with some stellar defense, knocking the ball away from Garceau. Garceau, I think, didn't totally recognize that Montague had fallen over, excuse me. Montague pushing the ball up for Essex. Just under 2 minutes left. Rabideau. Gilliam tried to thread that needle to a cutting Spagnolo Chala. Got past one BFA player, did not get past the second. Johnson going to her left. DeSaro takes a few steps in. Unlucky bounce off the rim, just under a minute and a half left in regulation. Montague saves possession. Rabideau finds Gilliam down low. Gilliam misses, gets her own rebound. Misses again, but is fouled. With 1:18 left. Called on number 25, Ruby DeSaro. That is her third. Team's 10th. Essex in the double bonus for the remaining 1:18. Ingrid Gilliam misses the first. Just needs one to tie this game. Again, BFA led by 30-13 in the third quarter. Gilliam makes one, her first point of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time for Essex. Tie ball game, 39-39, with 1:10 remaining in regulation. DeSaro in trouble. BFA gonna have to call a timeout, a good timeout called by Coach Shane Garceau. With 1:06 remaining, tie ball game, 39-39. Again, BFA was in firm control of this game throughout the first half, leading by as much as 17 in the third quarter, 30-13. And then Essex went on a 17-0 run in the third quarter to tie the game at 30. And here we are, tied at 39 with just over a minute left here in regulation. Scoring leaders so far for the evening for Essex, Bianca Williams, leading scorer in the game for both teams with 13, Alexa Rabideau with 11, and Gabrielle Spagnolo Chala and Brea Montague each with 7. And for BFA, Ella Reynolds leads her team with 10, but she has fouled out. Ruby DeSaro with 9, and Cadence Lafferty with 5. The foul situation here for BFA, I mentioned before, Ella Reynolds has fouled out of the game, but Cadence Lafferty, Alyssa Boudreau, and Ruby DeSaro each with 3 personals. And for Essex, Emily Stevens has fouled out. Alexa Rabideau with 4 personals, and a few others with 2 personals. 1:06 left here. Tie game with BFA with possession. DeSaro dribbling close to the half-court line. Pass from Alyssa Boudreau just wide. Off of Cadence Lafferty's fingertips, out of bounds. Essex ball, 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Williams, now to Montague. Finds Rabideau, gonna drive. with her right hand gives Essex the lead. 38 seconds left. BFA pass too high from Cadence Lafferty, goes out of bounds. Essex going to call a timeout. Essex with the 2-point lead with 31.6 seconds left. If Essex can pull this off, what a comeback it would be. One of the biggest differences in the first half, Essex was fouling a ton and BFA was playing some pretty clean defense. Here in this second half, it's been a little more even. But in that third quarter, BFA with most of the fouls, and that helps Essex get back into the game. And this is where it gets a little tricky in terms of end of game strategy for BFA, because Vermont does not have shot clock. With 31.6 seconds left, theoretically Essex can just dribble it out. So BFA gonna have to play some tight defense and then figure out when they want to foul if they can't force a turnover. It looks they're going like we're going for a steal, but didn't mind the foul call. That call on number 24, Jade Garso, that's her first personal. Bianca Williams. At the line. Misses the first. Bianca Williams trying to make it a three-point game. She does. 20 seconds left. BFA gonna try to tie it here. They need a 3 to tie. And Coach Shane Garso decides to call a timeout to try to set up a play here with 14.8 seconds. Now with 14.8 seconds, not a lot of time, but still enough that BFA doesn't necessarily absolutely need a 3 as long as they can score quickly. If they have an opportunity for a quick layup within the first few seconds, they absolutely should take that to go down by 1 and then quickly commit a foul. Try to pick off an inbounds pass, but then if Essex is able to successfully inbound it, they should foul. And then they would absolutely need a 3. But we will see what Coach Garso comes up with here. If he just wants to try to get a quick basket, no matter what amount, or if he's going to draw something up to just keep possession for the last 14.8 and try to tie it up with a 3. Though BFA has to work quickly, they still need to be smart. They can't afford any more turnovers. DeSaro cutting over, gets the ball into DeSaro in that corner. Couple screens to Garso. Garso gonna pull up from 3. No good. Rebounded by Montague. And BFA forced to foul with 5.3 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Foul called on number 10, Cadence Lafferty, her 4th. Montague at the line to shoot 2. Just needs 1 to essentially put this game away. And she does. Brea Montague with a clutch free throw. This is why you practice free throws, kids. Montague goes 2 for 2. Now opens up a 5-point lead with 3 seconds to go. DeSaro gonna put up a 3. Wide right. And Essex with the come from behind victory in front of a stunned BFA crowd. trailing 30-13 in the third quarter, and Essex ends up winning it 44-39. Before we go, this live broadcast wouldn't be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, Collins Proley Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff, Swanton Lumber, and JC Image. If your business would like to join our incredible community of sponsors, contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. Just a reminder, Northwest Access TV is a nonprofit organization. If you're enjoying the sports coverage throughout the year, please consider making a donation. Just visit northwestaccess.tv/donation. Some final scoring tallies here. Bianca Williams, leading scorer in the game with 14. Alexa Rabidou with 13. Brea Montague with 9. And Gabrielle Spagnolo-Chala with 7. And for BFA, Ella Reynolds with 10. And Ruby DeSara with 9. And Cadence Lafferty with 5. Once again, Essex stuns BFA in a come-from-behind victory to win 44-39. My name is Bryce Batchelder, along with Ben Chipinelli, our videographer for this evening. Thank you so much for watching Northwest Access TV, and we will see you next time.